Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm here on the couch with my new pet snake. Just kidding, it's attached to a cat. It's his tail. So I'm at that point in February when it's very cold outside. Actually, the sun is out for the first time in 5 days. I forgot what that thing looked like. It hurts when you look at it with your eyes. So, gotta remember that. But, let me lift myself up. I was lying down with Finn. It's that point in February when I am just tired of winter. And it hasn't even been a particularly harsh winter, but it's been bipolar. Like it's very cold in December, and then January is some record highs, like 50s in January. It's in the 50s. Yeah, it's not that bad. And then dip right back down in February. We're back in the cold temperatures, and my skin is dry. My hands actually turn purple when I get too cold. I got tested for Marfan syndrome when I was a kid. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up, but I had to get an EKG. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I had to get a bunch of wires attached to me, and they asked me some questions about my physical fitness. It was a fun time. I tested negative, so that's good. But I'm just cold, and I'm sick of being in Michigan right now, which is good because I timed my vacation perfectly this year. Megan and I are leaving on February 10th for a California vacation. Gonna hit a couple of spots up in California and just enjoy our time together because I like to travel. I want to travel a couple of places this year. Major travel plans include this California trip, at least one international trip, hopefully two, but you know, you never know with these brand deals. I'm not always approved for those. I need to make my content more child-friendly or more advertiser-friendly. So I'm kind of neither. No, I don't want to do that. So at least one international trip, which will probably just be a vacation with Megan to the UK area. And I want to go to, what was I? Okay, I wanted to go to maybe Boston for a thing, which I will talk about later. No, I'm not going to PAX East. I'm not going to any convention except for maybe E3. Just because, well, actually I might go to PAX West, but there's just no game news I find at PAX East. There's nothing I'm like, oh man, I'm so excited to see that, except I'm excited to see people. So I wish we could set up a way to have maybe people ask for a meetup in Michigan. I don't know, maybe I can do that sometime, but I always feel like 10 people will show up and then my ego will be killed. I want it to be 100 people minimum. No, 10 would be fine. So go to E3 probably. I'm going to LA obviously this month and a couple of other times during the year. I go to San Francisco a few times throughout the year, you know, brand deals and stuff like that. I wanted to go to Boston for a personal thing, and my brother is actually living in Baltimore during the summer. He has an internship in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area. So Megan and I want to visit him. I haven't been to Washington, D.C. since I was 8 years old. I heard it's changed a lot. Our country's so silly. Actually, the last time I was in Washington, D.C., it was so cool. We didn't know if we were gonna go. So I believe the year before, I was in Washington, D.C. in 2003. And I think in 2002, there was this thing called the DC Sniper. And I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure he killed someone, or it was two people, because it was a guy who drove a car, and then the back of his car, he cut a sniper hole out. Obviously a psychopath, or two psychopaths, or what. I don't remember much about the case. I haven't researched the case. But anyway, so the year before, I don't know if we used to have this thing in my school where kids would go on this trip every year in 8th grade, and they would get to go to Washington, D.C. and learn a bunch of history facts, and it was really cool. I don't know if the 8th graders the year before me got to go because of that damn DC Sniper. I don't know if the kids got to go, or maybe they got a shortened version of the vacation, if I'm remembering correctly, but we got to go in 2003, and I wasn't concerned about any of the DC Snipers because they caught them the year prior, so I felt very safe. Except when we got to Union Station, we took a bus there, and the first place we went was the Central Bus subway station in DC, and I hadn't really seen homeless people a lot. Actually, that's a lie. I mean, I'd seen them around the Lansing area, but there was a guy walking around without shoes on, and his feet, I just felt so bad for him, but they looked like he had frostbite, so I was like, man, DC is rough. people out here, you know, really living a hard life. And it was interesting, you know, to see all like the grand spectacle of the buildings in DC, and then there's a lot of, you know, people that are down on their luck. So it's a real weird dichotomy of a city. But anyway, I haven't been to DC since then, so I want to go to DC with Megan and Boston, make like a little East Coast Acela trip. What is that train line that goes down the East Coast? Maybe hit up Boston and then DC, and then there was somewhere else. Oh, the Great American Eclipse is happening this year in August. And if you go to the greatamericaneclipse.com, I think that's the website, I don't know, if you just Google the Great American Eclipse, you will see that a total solar eclipse is happening in August. And I'm very excited about this. I like space stuff, my dad likes space stuff, and I really like space stuff. And I've never seen an eclipse in my lifetime. So I am looking forward to seeing my first total solar eclipse. But if I just stay in Michigan for the eclipse, I don't get to see the full total eclipse. I get to see, I believe it's like, the scale is on the website, but it's like total, and then it's 0.9, 0.9, 0.8, 0.8, you know, up and down the latitudes. So if I was here, I think it'd be like 0.9. So it'd be almost total, but I want to go down to Nashville, Tennessee, some great restaurants and food around that area. The Johnny Cash Museum seems cool. So I'd like to visit that area. I know some YouTubers down there that I want to hang out with. And then the Europe trip will probably be after that. So I'm just looking forward to all of these trips. And let's talk about video games, because I play video games. This is basically turning into an update vlog. I just wanted to film some stuff because I've been recording all day and I thought about editing it, but it's gonna take a while to edit. So I was like, I wanna upload a video tonight. Let me just talk into a camera. Played Conan Exiles. Early access video games need to not be a thing anymore. That's what I have officially decided. That is one of the biggest scams in gaming that no one talks about. I guess it's not a scam if you know exactly what you're doing when you're doing it. That's like saying Call of Duty crates are a scam. I mean, I guess they're a scam, but I paid for them and I paid for this, so I knew what was gonna happen and I did it anyway. So it's like, it's kind of it's like a scam on stupid people, and I'm the stupid person. So that game's rough. Hopefully it gets better throughout the development process. And I've just been playing Rocket League nonstop lately, but I feel like I can't post it on my channel because I'm so average. I mean, I am gonna be Rising Star by the end of the season. I'm not Rising Star right now, but I'm fully confident that I play at a Rising Star level. I'm just divisioning up slowly, and I'm trying to limit my amount of playtime. And that's what I'm really into right now. I'm not getting into a burnt out mindset. That's what I would get into if I wasn't so goal oriented. At this point in my life, I've become more goal oriented like I used to be back in the day, but my goals are more like life goals, like I need to buy a house and stuff like that. So I'm still feeling happy and still really into games. It's just figuring out what content I want to make. So I've been trying out new things today. I'm actually going to get back on Overwatch after I record this and get back on Madden tonight for the Super Bowl weekend, big weekend in television and advertising. Actually, it's kind of funny because if you guys want some YouTube insider news, if you care, YouTubers talk about how the CPMs go up for December and then down in January and February, but they actually kind of like spike up during the Super Bowl weekend because it's a big advertising weekend. So, you know, you got to get your videos up for the Super Bowl weekends. It's always a good time. And then, oh, I uploaded a video the other day called Beat by a Garden Hose, and I got a million tweets. People were tweeting me there was a garden hose advertisement on that video, and I wonder if YouTube system was like, we need a place to put this garden hose advertisement. They're a garden hose related video. There you go. So I hope you guys all bought garden hoses after you watched that video, but I'm having a good time. It's just, this is the time of year when I want to figure out new content and figure out, I need to post vlogs more, and they need to be more exciting than this vlog, but that's definitely a thing that's on my mind, and I can do that when I'm traveling, so I'll definitely be recording a bunch of stuff during my travels and maybe have a better setup than just the G7X, but I do like the G7X. The only thing that's really lacking is the audio, and I actually have a shotgun mic that I think I can repair And maybe I'll get a new DSLR to treat myself to some new technology this year. So thanks for watching, guys. This kind of just turned into an update vlog. I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I just wanted to turn the camera on and talk to it. But I'm recording and editing throughout the rest of the day and the next couple of days, well, the next week while I get ready for my vacation. And I have to decide if I want to continue to live in this townhome in the next month and a half, or move and try to save money for a house because I'm spending too much being here, or try to downgrade my apartment, or just stay the course, and hope I do better financially this year. But a bunch of life decisions. I'm not letting it get me down though. Everyone that is an adult has to make adult life decisions, and it's part of the process. The trick is though, that when you're 13, you're like, I'll figure everything out by the time I'm 18. And when you're 18, you're like, I'll get it all by the time I'm 21. And when you're 21, it's like, I'll know everything by the age of 25. And then you start to realize it's all a lie. You don't know anything ever. So get ready for that. Don't get too disappointed when you just realize that you become more wrinkly and less intelligent. But actually you do become more intelligent, but it's just like really slowly, through osmosis, through experiences. And then you look back and you're like, oh, that was dumb, I figured things out now. It just isn't this full confidence that you would want. So I'm gonna try to figure out this life stuff and continue to play video games, continue to enjoy myself, and continue to experiment with videos. If you don't see as many videos with my friends during the month of February and maybe March or whatever, I said this in a comment the other day, but sometimes I like to experiment with my own content, and I feel like it makes my group content better. But then if I don't post group content for a couple of days, it's like, well, why don't you play with your friends? I mean, nobody that actually comments something like that is watching at this point in the video anyway, but just know I'm gonna mess around with some stuff and hopefully get some good ideas. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you as always, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Goodbye.